Understandably so. So we will be now getting to our NFL Week 12 recap, man. Toddy, let's go ahead and kick it off with Sunday or Monday Night Football. Bryce Young, undefeated on the road, goes into San Francisco, and some would say shit to bed. Then you got Brock Purdy, who some would
Ah,
say shit to bed. So in a very ugly football game, the San Francisco 49ers advance to 8-4 and they win 20-9 at home versus the Carolina Panthers.
yeah, man. A lot of juice going into this game. A lot of playoff implications, as most of these games are going to be moving forward. Brock Purdy did not play well to his standard, to 49er standards. I think most fans can agree on that. The 49ers absolutely had to turn into Christian McCaffrey merchants early on, and it showed. The first drive, he had like 7, 8 touches. Whether that was running the ball, catching the ball, he was touching the ball in every which way. I thought George Kittle was effective in the run and pass game. Jawan Jennings had the touchdown catch. The defense, gotta give credit to Robert Saleh. He has been our blessing that we've needed ever since that he left. We had D'Amico Ryans, obviously, who was a great, great, great defensive play caller, who is now the head coach of the Houston Texans. And then we have the Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks wasn't bad, but I just think situationally, he wasn't what we needed him to be. And obviously, Jesus, Brandon Staley was a shit show. And I just think, or it wasn't Brandon Staley. He was the defensive, pass game coordinator. It was Nick Sorensen. When he was our D coordinator, it was just, we were all over the place. Jair Brown had the 2 interceptions. The interception on the goal line was probably the hugest one because it took points off of the board. I was kind of surprised that Bryce Young didn't just run on that particular play.
Wide open touchdown.
Yeah, he had a touchdown that he could have just ran in. J.C. Horn, a lot of people don't know that J.C. Horn had 2 interceptions, but he got hurt in this game. And I don't know if J.C. Horn doesn't get hurt. I don't know if the outcome is the same, but I do believe that he played a huge impact in that defense. And J.C. Horn is a top 5 corner in my opinion. I do believe that this Panthers defense did everything they possibly could to win this game. Bryce Young and their offense, Rico Dowdle, heard a couple of rumblings like Rico Dowdle gonna go for 200 on you. I'm like, hey, let's chill out a little bit. I am just continuing to be amazed on how this defense continues to keep showing up despite all the injuries that we've had. Losing a Nick Bosa and losing the heart and soul of the team, Fred Warner, who's now off crutches or now off a scooter, by the way. So, Michael Williams, the rookie, our number 1 pick, he's gone. So, Robert Saleh is just, hey, man, can you play? Can you play for us? Can you tackle?
You ended up with me and you out there.
Yeah, we need somebody out there. And he's just throwing whoever in the mix and getting the job done. I think it says a lot about your team when you're able to win despite 3 interceptions. I don't care who you are, it's the NFL. If you turn the ball over 3 times, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win that game. I'm just looking forward to the next task because there is a guy by the name of Myles Garrett. I don't know if you heard of him. He leads the league in sacks at 18, and throughout the last 4 weeks, he's second in the NFL with 12 sacks. And that's through the past 4 weeks. And then there's Brian Burns with, I think he's third. I think he's technically second, but Myles Garrett in the last 4 weeks is second, which is insane. I am in a crossroads because a lot of us are rooting for that guy, the quarterback, Shador Sanders. I hate that we got to fucking do it to him. But historically, the Niners aren't good playing in Cleveland. I did see a stat that the Niners are not they're not prevalent when it comes to playing in Cleveland.
It is Cleveland, brother. I'm pretty sure everyone has a good record in Cleveland.
Yeah, so that's going to be a very exciting game. I'm just curious on the defensive, the Brock Purdy versus Myles Garrett, that we got to – when the Browns playing against the Raiders, Myles Garrett was seeing all sorts of one-on-ones. And I'm like, how's Myles Garrett? How is he one-on-one? So that's just – I understand we have Trent Williams, one of the best left tackles to ever play the game. I understand he's going to have his hands full, but my God, it's going to be very interesting to see. And I keep mentioning just down the stretch how important these games are moving forward. The Niners just got to just keep stacking wins, just keep stacking wins, keep stacking wins. And I think right now we're on a 2-game win streak. They have a chance to be on a 3-game win streak by the end of this weekend is over. And it all starts with the quarterback, and he's got to play better. I mean, by God, he's making $250 million a year. That's not. I'm not condoning this game at all. I'm not. This is a blip. Hopefully, this is just a blip in the system.
I mean, every game he's played, and he's done multiple picks this season, so I don't think it's a blip. I think it's a permanent stop sign.
There we go. I don't think we'll be if he throws 3 picks against Cleveland, we're not going to win. So this can't continue.
Brother, he could throw 4 picks and you guys will win. It's Cleveland. But I mean, hey, we've seen crazier things happen. But moving forward, talking about quarterbacks throwing picks, Josh Allen, yet again, 2 picks. You look at the numbers besides the picks, 7.4 yards per throw, 24-34, 253 yards. This team goes as far as Josh Allen goes. And for the second game in a row, Keon Coleman, healthy scratch. So whatever he did missing that meeting is setting this team back. Yes, you can hear me say Khalil Shakir stepped up. James Cook did his thing. This team is evolving around Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, yes, he's won the MVP. Yes, he's been to an AFC championship. But he is in a tier of quarterbacks that is going to get hyped up no matter what they do. And the perfect example of that is Justin Herbert. Like, Josh Allen has gone like this all season. And when he plays bad, he plays bad. But then, hey, Kevin, 6 touchdowns in 1 game. You know, but every other game, he's got to go crazy. He's got to go off. But for this team to have the aspiration that they truly have, and that is winning a championship, I was texting one of my friends that's a Ravens fan. I'm like, the AFC is completely wide open, and the Ravens are just shit in the bed. The Bills are just shit in the bed. And now it's a world where the Bills and Broncos, or the Patriots and the freaking Broncos are the top of the division. Last time that happened, Peyton Manning was playing football and Tom Brady. Like, the AFC is in
Are we living in an alternate universe?
Because all these guys are just crumbling. The young guys are coming and hitting the show, and now, like Toddy said, is there going to be a world where the Chiefs have to go to Foxborough? Last time they did that was in the AFC Championship when Tom Brady was playing. So it's like we're getting a lot of the time reversal, but it's going to be interesting into these last couple of weeks of football. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. So, Toddy, the Trevor Lawrence-led Jacksonville Jaguars come back and beat the Arizona Cardinals 27-24.
The Cardiac Jags. Trevor Lawrence is, like you were mentioning about Josh Allen, he is also a very inconsistent quarterback. He's super up and down. Had a insane last drive touchdown score to Parker Washington to basically put them up. And I think this game ended up going into overtime, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it did. And then Jacoby Brissett comes down the next drive to Greg Dortch. Huge bomb to him. They end up getting a field goal range, kicking it. It going into overtime, and the Jags outlast. I think the Jags kind of just survived, and Cardinals kind of ran out of gas. Jags were up in this game. They kind of just let the Cardinals hang around, and in the NFL, if you let teams hang around and keep giving them chance after chance after chance, they're eventually going to take advantage of the opportunity, and that's why the game ended up going into overtime. Jags score first, which gave the opportunity to the Cardinals to try and score a touchdown to win the game or tie, and they were unable to score, and Jags ended up winning by default. So you can only put so much on Jacoby Brissett on what your expectation of what this Cardinals team is, and they do not have Marvin Harrison Jr., who's been out with injury for the past 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. So you can only do so much. I don't know what the direction is of this Cardinals team. You're paying your quarterback a lot of money. You have a young receiver who, when the quarterback is playing, he's not getting the ball. But when the backup's in, he's getting fed. So that's something that they got to address. The coaching situation, I'm not sure if Gannon may or may not be the guy there, and or it could just be the quarterback. So the Jags are creeping for that or AFC South title.
Who would have thought?
Liam Cohen could be in the race for Coach of the Year as well too, just based on.
And they're winning games without their past 2 first-round picks and Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr.
Are not
when
playing.
They come back, you got Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers. This team's gonna be, and they got Brandon Strange that came back from the IR. Like, they're actually gonna be serious. So moving on to the next game, we have the Patriots beating the Bengals 26-20. I give a lot of credit to the Bengals. No Joe Burrow, no Jamar Chase, and they're not going to bend over for nobody. And to think that they're going to get Joe Burrow back on Thursday, Jamar Chase back, what is this team going to look like? Because we understand.
They play on Thursday?
I believe so. Because, yes, they play Thursday. They play the Ravens on Thursday.
Ooh.
In Baltimore. So as of right now, they would have to win out to essentially win their division, with the teams like the Steelers and the Ravens being 3 to 4 games above them.
That's probably the only way that they make the playoffs.
The way the Bengals are right now, you have to have Joe Burrow come back and you have to have him play at a high level. You spend too much money to just say, fuck it, we'll do it next year. No. We're going to go in here and contend for a wild card because Toddy and I have been saying it all episode. The AFC is wide open. They just got to get in the dance. And they get in the dance, they're a team that's gone to the Super Bowl with the worst O-line in football. So we've seen this movie before. Can this offense play at that high level? Can Chase Brown continue to elevate his game when all of his toys are not around him? Every season, I feel like towards the end, we're talking about Joe Flacco. Whether it's in Cleveland, this year in Cincinnati, Joe Flacco was the elevator. And Shaun included, we wanted this to be Jake Browning. We wanted this to be his moment, but the lights got too bright. So to see this team, get to where they are now at 3-8, we're talking about this team like they're a contender. But the Bengals are always going to be in that kind of spotlight because of the team and the money they spend on their players. So I think the Bengals will be able to bounce back, and it's going to be, if they can win Thursday, who knows what the fuck's going to happen. They go into Baltimore and win with Joe Burrow sitting out the last 7 games. It's up. So, Toddy, your boys never make it easy. Never. They can't ever just put a team away. They always got to come back in dramatic fashion. We got to get a Caleb Williams dump after every win. The Bears beat the Steelers 28-31.
The Bears are another team on defense. They're missing a lot of guys. Jalen Johnson being one of those, one of the top corners, one of the top highest paid corners in the league. A couple of linebackers out for them, so they're kind of just a revolving door on the defensive end of the ball when it comes to health. And Aaron Rodgers did not play in this game, so Mason Rudolph was named the starter and looked pretty comfortable against the Bears defense, I will say. Caleb Williams, hey man, you can just see when you have a coach who believes in you, the confidence that it instills in you, and what it does to a young quarterback. I've just been a Caleb believer since his college days, obviously, for people who do watch this podcast. And I've just been, I wasn't wrong. I was just early. I'm going to keep preaching that. Caleb Williams, top 15 quarterback, 8-3, leading the NFC North, as I predicted in the summer. I just think this Bears team just keeps finding ways to win. I don't know what it is about them. They can't just put a team away, as Kevin already mentioned. Usually their games come down to one score. And these are the type of games that they would have lost with Matt Eberflus at the helm, calling the shots. And I do think the reason why they're winning a bunch of these games has a lot to do with Ben Johnson and his operation. And him being a first-year head coach and just the turnaround that you see. We see a lot of that in the NFL when it comes to teams becoming worse to first, just in recent years. You see that with Seattle. You've seen it with the Vikings in years past, and now you're seeing it with the Chicago Bears.
Patriots, the list goes on and on.
I mean, you could get half the league damn near. It's just constant turnover. So I think the Bears are one of those swing teams that people weren't really paying attention to. They're like, oh, it's the Bears. Caleb Williams played like shit last year. Blah, blah. He just everything going around him. When your organization as a whole is shit and everything, then you just Kevin will always say about certain teams that they ain't shit and they ain't never gonna be shit. And that all starts organizationally. And I think with Ben Johnson at the helm, he's calling plays, instilling the confidence in Caleb Williams. Sky's the limit for this kid. Him being a year 2 quarterback and already being in the playoff contention.
So, Toddy, every time you say that, sometimes people reach out to me. So the question that I have is, where does he fall on 15? Because you always say top 15 and you always kind of leave that window out there. Where does he fall on that list?
Probably like 12, 13-ish in that range. I think.
Towards the tail end. Okay. I didn't know if you were going to say, top
I mean,
10.
if he goes on a playoff run, who knows what could happen? We could be talking about top 10.
I'm just going to say, ladies and gentlemen, when C.J. Stroud went to the playoffs, Toddy said he was top 8. So, Toddy is
things happen. Guys get hurt. You have an off year.
I'm just saying, last time you were this high on a quarterback, we're talking about what he used to do. But moving forward, the Ravens beat the Jets. It's I don't know what to say. It's like Kevin tells the future. Because Lamar Jackson is shit. 7 points in a fantasy game, brother, against the Jets. This was a game where they were losing.
They were losing
to Tyrod Taylor. Mechie. Just the band of bandits, the band of the throwaways. That's what New York is becoming. The land of toys that they just don't want anymore. And they find a way to win games. They're getting healthy. Kyle Hamilton did go down, so depending on what that injury looks like, could it really affect Thursday? But this team's gonna have to figure it out, man. They're getting healthy. I really don't think Lamar Jackson's 100% healthy. And a game like the Jets could have been a game where he just said, I'm not going to give it a go. And they still would have had a chance with Huntley. So it's the Ravens are up in the air right now, man. And like I said, we'll keep saying this till we're blue in the face, but this AFC's up for grabs, and the teams that we think are going to do it might not do it. So moving forward, Toddy, the Seahawks beat the Tennessee Titans 30-24.
It was belt to ass. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a top 5 wide receiver. I don't know what you want me to say.
There's no debate.
There's really no debate about it. He is in 12 games, 13 games. He is the highest. He has the highest yards in a season by a Seahawks receiver. You know who the person before that held that record? Oh, it was DK Metcalf. Where did DK Metcalf play? Oh, in Seattle last year. And what did they do in the offseason? They're like, we're all good. We appreciate you. Thank you for your service. I was one of those guys. I keep saying it time and time again. I did not see this. I don't know if anyone saw this from Jackson Smith-Njigba. I get it. I was put on notice by him in the Rose Bowl 3-4 years ago. C.J. Stroud was the quarterback. Won some money on him that day. So I loved him like a brother that day. So I mean, him coming to the league and then kind of just being overshadowed by DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Kyle, he's in our group chat and in our fantasy league, Seahawks fan, was always telling me about, hey, he had DK Metcalf and he had Tyler Lockett he would still have like 700 yards as a rookie. It was like, imagine what he's going to be getting all those targets now. And I mean, hey,
he wasn't lying to you.
People that drafted Jackson Smith-Njigba in their league are happy campers. So I was unaware of his game. I will continue to keep saying that and say it. I apologize for not being familiar. A guy who likes to call himself as a ball knower was just completely hit out of left field with this Jackson Smith-Njigba news. And he is on pace for 2,000 yards. Now, I do not know if he's going to get 2,000 yards, but he might get
he has a good chance.
He might get 1,800 yards. And he'll probably be the leader in receiving yards this year. I mean, as far as the Titans go, they need a lot. Cam needs help. He needs everything, coaching, players. Jeffrey Simmons is still a monster, but I mean, shit, he's in Tennessee. So what do you want him to do?
There's only so much you can do.
you got to just tear it all down and just
start over from them, build it from the scraps.
That's really all.
Gray Wolf let us know that JSN is number 1 in receiving yards and tied 4th in touchdowns in the league. And like we said, top 5 receiver, and he's not 4 and he's not 5. So those conversations this summer are going to get really brutal, especially for an Eagles fan. But, you got to give credit where credit is due. He also said Ravens are leading the AFC North and back in the playoffs. And like I said, this division is usually known for being one of the best in football. Now it's one of the worst in football. To say that you are winning a division at 6-5, a game over 500.
Is it possible that a team with a losing record is going to win a division?
If it is a division, it's this division. So we can see it. That they go 9 or 8-9 and they win the division. Hey, tip your cap to them, and they did their thing. Moving on. Sorry, Wesley. The Green Bay Packers beat the Vikings 23-6. Toddy, it's time to have a conversation.
Oh, I mean,
is JJ McCarthy shit?
I don't think it's a question.
And for them to see, we just saw the numbers for JSN. And Toddy, can you tell us who's throwing the ball to JSN?
Sam Darnold.
And where did he play last year?
He was in Minnesota, wasn't he? Didn't they go 13-3 last year? 14-3.
We say it all the time. Life comes back fast.
Oh.
And I get it. It's a business. You don't want to pay that guy. And Toddy and I talked about it right after that wild card game. Sam Darnold threw away $40 million a year. Just threw it away. Pick after pick after pick. Just threw it away. You work so hard. You go toe-to-toe with the Lions. You split with the Lions. This is your time. You're going to come in here. We got the skull. They were ready to go, and Sam Darnold let them down. And unfortunately, it is Sam Darnold, so we're due for a stinker. We saw it against the Rams. And even in these stinkers, they're still in the game. So it just goes to show the talent around him. But guys like Jordan Addison are playing at career low numbers. Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, This defense can win now, and having an offense led by JJ McCarthy, it's killing them, and it's crazy to think because you can't say he's bad, but then you look at it. Sam Howell looked damn good. Sam Darnold looked damn good. Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, everyone who plays for Kevin O'Connell looks damn good. Why don't JJ look damn good? And I was one of the biggest guys saying out of the draft, I know you need a quarterback, but you keep Sam Darnold, you wait till next year. Because what quarterback gets drafted in the top 10 and threw 10 passes in the national championship game? And then signs the fucking camera like he just won MVP, threw for 450. I'm sorry, Vikings fans. It's going to be a long time. And you're not going to get a quarterback next year because you already invested a first-round pick, so you got 3 more seasons. He's already been hurt. He missed the whole rookie year and then missed a lot of games this year. Carson Wentz is done for the year. There's nowhere to go. You got to let this guy go. And the one thing I'm going to say before I pass it on to you, Justin Jefferson, I hope A.J. Brown takes some notes out of your book. You're not on Twitter. You're supporting your guys. A true locker room guy. A true wide receiver. Not a diva. Going in there with his head. He's putting his chin strap on every week and saying, God damn it, we're going to be all right. I wonder how that feels. I wonder what that'd be like. Toddy, next game. Staying in the division. The Lions squeak by the Giants. And Jameis Winston, for the audio-only listeners, I'm eating W's in the chat. They beat him 34-27 in overtime.
Yeah,
and he caught a pass.
He caught a touchdown pass. Jameis was hooping. And he's throwing to Wandale and me and you. He's always a good watch. He's usually pretty entertaining when it comes down to it. The Lions defense is not good. I do understand in the overtime they had the game-winning side by Aiden Hutchinson. I think Aiden Hutchinson's really good. I just don't think that their defense is all that. Jahmyr Gibbs, he almost had 300 yards by himself. he basically won them the game.
55 fantasy points for Kevin.
55 fantasy points. Try to trade for him. Kevin said no.
Let's not do that on the podcast, brother.
It's almost like the Lions have really good personnel, but I just don't think they're on the play calling standpoint because obviously they lost both of their coordinators to head coaching positions. So I think they're kind of in that weird realm of we're still really good. Like we can just beat you and go player for player and beat you that way. I just don't know if their defense is in the proper schemes. Guys are in the right spot. Same thing on offense. Like Jared Goff has been looking a little out of sorts these past 2 games. So I think their players are going to try and will them to the playoffs just because they're just so talented on the offensive end of the ball. But when it comes down to it, I think when in the playoffs, everybody's pretty much good. All the good teams are usually in the playoffs for the most part. And when you go player for player in the playoffs and their players are just as good as yours and your coaching isn't up to par, it will show and you will get exploited. And I think that's what the Giants almost did, kind of having the Lions on the ropes at home too. And they were 13.5-point dogs. So the Lions should be taking Jahmyr Gibbs at all costs. He should be getting I can only imagine what his contract is going to look like. I think it's the year after next that he will be signing a very, very lucrative contract. And I think Bijan will be in that realm too. So thank you, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Next game. The Cleveland Browns go to Vegas and win 24-10. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Shador Sanders time. Since 1995, the Cleveland Browns had 18 different quarterbacks debut in a game. All 17 of those 18 ended up in the L. Who's the one, you may ask? Shador Sanders.
I'm who they've been looking for.
Toddy said it best. I'm who they've been looking for. 1 week of preparation, 1 week of getting reps with the starters. And he's had the 4 most explosive offensive plays in one game. Like Gray Wolf says, God damn. This offense looks explosive. We're seeing downfield passes, and you're seeing Myles Garrett go, oh my God. Not a lot of quarterbacks can make that pass.
He was so happy.
His average pass is 10.5 yards compared to Dylan Gabriel's 5.5 yards. He's getting the ball down the field. And we always talked about how this Cleveland defense is dominant. You got to do the defensive player of the year on that side of the ball, playing his ass off, getting 5 sacks in a game and losing. They finally have a guy that will push the ball down the field. And what does Shador pushing down the ball down the field mean long term? It means guys like Dylan Sampson and Quinshawn Junkins are going to get a box that's not full. They're going to have 2 safeties in the back because Shador Sanders is going to take the top off this defense. Jerry Jeudy looked like the Jerry Jeudy of last year. Jerry Jeudy made a name for himself last year. Was a really good receiver last year. Didn't have the quarterback. Dylan Gabriel comes in, gives him the ball a lot one game, and then kind of goes away from him. But my gosh, Jerry Jeudy, he felt so good. He was just lollygagging, running, and they fumbled. That could have been another touchdown that Shador could have had. And I'm not going to come on here and say, let's give him all the credit because he did throw a horrible pass. But he's a rookie. He saw a loaded box, and he said, God damn it, I got to get rid of it.